Hope you're all doing well today. My name is Regina. I'm one of the owners here at Cheergyms.com. And I'm going to give you a little overview about what the Stunt the Sport is. We have a couple of our owners here with us. Morton and Danny are here. They can pop in and wave hi if you see them. There's Morton and Danny's around here somewhere. So what we'll do is I'm going to try to keep this to 30 minutes. I'm going to try to go through the information for you. And then at the end, I'll take questions. You're welcome to pop in the chat and put those questions in there, or Danny can answer them while I'm giving the presentation. And then I'll have a Q&A where you can unmute yourself at the end and ask any questions you may have. So let us get started. And share sound. All right. So I'm going to talk you through what Stunt the Sport is. Stunt the Sport is basically a game made from cheerleading. It uses the skills that we use in traditional cheerleading, all-star cheerleading, sideline cheerleading. So these routines will have motions, jumps, tumbling, and stunt. It's a 4-quarter game. There's a 10-minute halftime, and you keep score. It's pretty easy to follow. The teams go side by side in competition. There's 2 teams that play in a game at a time. They learn the same routines, and the officials are awarding the best technique or the team with the least mistakes for the points. The way the game is played is in each quarter, there are 4 quarters, there are 2 to 4 rounds of play depending upon the age group. Each round of play will focus on a preset routine that ranges in skill. We are going to field 3 different age groups. There's actually 5 different age groups. There's under 6, under 8, under 11, under 14, and under 18. We're actually going to just do the 3 older ones this first time around. And there are up to 6 levels of play for each of the quarters. Each play lasts around 30 seconds or 10 8 counts long. And a traditional stunt game lasts about 45 to 60 minutes. The scoring officials watch each of the rounds and they determine who has the least errors or who has the best technique to award a point until the last quarter of the routine when a winner is announced. This is kind of what a game looks like. It's 4 quarters. You can see there's 4 rounds in quarters 1, 2, and 3. And then there's 3 rounds in the 4th quarter. The first quarter is what we can call partner stunts. So it's groups of stunts, groups of kids that do stunting separately. There could be up to 3 stunts on the floor or 1 singular stunt like you see in that first picture. In the quarter 2, there's a minimum amount of kids that have to be on the floor to do pyramids and tosses. They have to connect at certain points. They have to throw baskets at certain points. And usually it ranges from as little as 8 to as many as 16. In quarter 3, it's even less athletes. Only 7 athletes are on the floor at a time, and they're doing jumps and tumbling. So it's a great sport where kids can specialize in what their strengths are rather than having to have all of the skills from the tumbling side and the stunting side. In stunt, you can see where kids can really leverage their strengths. And in the 4th quarter is a combination of quarter 1, 2, and 3 routines. So I'm going to show you a little clip around what quarter 4 looks like. So this would be the first 4th quarter, meaning a combination of rounds, and each time they go out on the floor, it's worth a point. So they're doing the stunt routines first. Again, the judges are just looking for doing mistakes or the best technique. All of these routines are predetermined, and then on a certain date, every gym or school gets an email with all of the routines. Now they're going to transition off the floor, and this would be jumps and tumbling. And Again, they're 30-second sections where they're just trying to do it as well as they can to the best ability that they can, really focusing on the technique of all the elements. You notice too, unlike traditional cheerleading and stunt, they just wear pretty much volleyball jerseys and spandex shorts. Now they're going to transition off the floor, and then they're going to do pyramids and tosses. And the exact same routines, and the judges are just looking for any differences where they can take deductions, or in this particular case, they were looking for who had higher baskets. See that it's a 9-panel floor, just like an all-star floor. And in the middle, you can't go inside of those white lines. That's where the official will be. If you go in there during the routine, you kind of lose a point. So that's a little bit of what quarter 4 is. So again, after 45 minutes, the game is over. So Cheergyms is excited to be offering this summer. While the sport has been around, it started at the collegiate level about 12 years ago. Then it entered the high school level about 10 years ago. This will be Cheergyms' first time bringing Club Stunt. However, a lot of the coaches at our gym have had vast experience coaching at the high school and the collegiate level. So we're really looking forward to getting to just use that experience with our gym kids. This gives great kids opportunity from all over our area to be able to come and train in the summer. This is traditionally a spring sport in high school. So it usually starts in February and ends in April. It's also a spring sport in college. We're going to field 2 different groups this season, an 11U, a 14U, and an 18U. Those are age ranges of the athletes, and they have league ages, and the child's age is determined by June 1st, 2023. And each team will consist of between 12 and 24 athletes. We're going to walk you through what Cheergyms is going to offer you this summer. Yeah. We're going to have tryouts on Saturday, June 3rd from 10 to 12. It's going to be a low stress 2 hours where the kids just can show us what skills they have. They'll learn a short stunt routine, and then they'll get to demonstrate that with other athletes their age. We are offering individual tryouts until June 16th or until the teams are full. So we will set those teams right after tryouts. And if any of those teams have space, then we will allow individual tryouts. As soon as the team is full, then we'll close tryouts for that age group. After the tryouts, the staff will assemble rosters for the upcoming season. They'll be considering their skills, their experience, and of course, their age. Once the roster teams are set, you'll get an email of which team your child made. If for some reason your athlete didn't make an email, you'll get a phone call from one of the owners, kind of discussing maybe where we fell short, or maybe the age group didn't work for them with their ability. So we'll give you a call if for some reason we see that your athlete might not be ready for Club Stunt this summer. We have a million things at Cheergyms to help kids get ready in the cheerleading, everything from tumbling to stunting to private lessons, semi-private lessons. We have beginner teams, intermediate teams, advanced teams, so just about everything. And this is just a new addition to all the things that we offer. If your athlete doesn't make a team, you will get your tryout fee refunded, which is $50. The teams are going to practice 1 day a week during the summer on Fridays from June 9th to August 4th. The times will vary. The teams will practice for 2 to 3 hours. It will depend on their age group. They'll practice, of course, in the evening, probably starting after 5 p.m. and probably not going any later than 9 p.m. Once the school session starts, for us, we kind of flip over the second week of August. I know that's different for everyone, depending on where you're coming from, but we have found that that works best. People can have their weekends in the summer, and then we switch over to a Saturday morning practice. We don't know the times yet until we know how many teams we have. That will switch over on August 5th through September 16th. And then you'll get all of that schedule once your child makes a team. Teams will have 2 choreography practices on Sunday, June 11th and June 25th from 9 to 3 p.m. That's going to be where we teach all of the routines over 2 practices so that they can learn them in a large amount of time. That way we can just use the practices to clean things up. They'll also have a chance to do a little team bonding, have some lunch. It'll be kind of a fun day for them to get to know their team. And then each athlete, the way we handle summer absences, because we all know people take vacation, is everyone that makes a team will get a calendar, and you'll be asked to list any of the dates or circle all the dates that you may not be able to attend a practice or a game. That's how we will build out the rest of the preparation for scrimmages and games. So obviously, the more your athlete is in a certain month that we're preparing for games, they'll play more. The nice thing about stunt, unlike traditional cheerleading, as there will be bench players, there'll be backup people, there'll be people to learn multiple positions so that we can always play in a game. We have to have a minimum of 8 athletes to play in a game. So building out to a minimum of 12, and the under 18 requires 12. So the more athletes we build on a team, the more positions there are to train all the different parts of the routine and give everyone their opportunities to also have their summertime vacations. This is the set schedule that we have as of right now. We're going to play 2 scrimmage games here at Cheergyms on Friday, August 11th and Saturday, August 26th. Those will be with teams either from here in Sacramento or here in the Bay Area, or also from Southern California. We have all learned how to use Zoom very well, and so there'll be virtual games. We'll have an audience, and it'll be a lot of fun for the kids to get their first experience playing. Then on Sunday, September 10th, Cheergyms traditionally hosts a showcase event in Santa Cruz where we rent the venue that's on the boardwalk called the Coconut Grove for our summer prep teams. This year, we'll be also renting it and extending the afternoon hours so that we can host a mini tournament with teams from around Northern California, and some Southern California teams will come up to play in that tournament with us. And finally, we'll wrap up the season in Southern California to play in the Southern California's fall club stunt tournament. It's their very first one that they kick off for their season. And so they've invited us to come up there, and we'll get to actually play in a full tournament over that weekend. Talking a little bit about the fees. If you haven't already, we'll walk you through how you can get registered for tryouts. It's a $50 deposit, and that $50 is just a deposit that gets applied to your account. Should your athlete not make a team, it'll be refundable, and the athlete, it'll be refundable to you if your athlete doesn't make a team. Tuition is $99 a month. The first tuition charge will be on Monday, June 5th to cover the June tuition. And then tuition is payable on the 28th of each month, beginning June 28th. That covers July, and then July 28th covers August, and August 28th covers September. There's a 50% discount if your athlete is on an elite team at Cheergyms. And so you'll get more information about that when your athlete makes a team. There's a $50 registration fee that includes a practice t-shirt. Basically, your tryout deposit will apply to that registration fee. And then each event type of company requires that you register with them, submit a copy of your child's birth certificate so that they can confirm that they're in the right age group. And there's a $12 to $15 fee. It's a one-time fee to that event company. Other costs to consider, there is a $150 team jersey and shorts. Your athletes will keep those, and that will be due at uniform fittings. And then program fees include payment for the officials, going to the tournaments, and registration for the teams for the 4 games and the 2 games we'll play here, and the 2 tournaments that we'll play in. And that's split up over 2 payments of $100 due June 28th and July 28th. Travel to and from games and tournaments is not included as far as the travel and commute. So to Santa Cruz, parents would have to get their athletes there, get them there on time, and then have to also get them home. And then for the SoCal trip, we haven't talked much about it, but right now it will be determined by parents to get their kids to Southern California, whether it's drive or fly. There'll be a time and day to be there on Friday night, and probably a time that they can leave late Sunday, depending on how late that tournament goes. Finally, we'll have a bunch of club stunt apparel and options for parents, and additional apparel for athletes in July. And then the teams will wear black mid-top shoes It doesn't have to be a certain brand. Right now, we traditionally use Infinity, but we may also be switching to Rebel. So those are two shoe companies that have the mid top. We'll offer a shoe fitting and sizing at Uniform Fittings, but you can also get those on your own, or many of our kids already have them. Finally, what's next? So if you're interested in this QR code will allow you to register for tryouts. I will also send an email to the registration if you registered with the same information, so that you will have that link so you can register. You'll basically pay a $50 deposit, and that will be your registration fee. On June 3rd, you'll arrive between 9:30 and 9:45 to check in. We ask everyone to wear comfortable clothes, no jewelry, hair out of your face, socks, tennis shoes, and bring a water bottle. Tryouts will be open to parents to watch, so it'll be a fun day of watching your athlete learn this sport for the first time. And we'll have a great first season. I'm gonna stop sharing. All right, look, I got through that quick. All right, video seems to be choppy. Oh, I'll put a link in the search. You can also watch it on YouTube. Well, I'll include it in the email. I'll give everyone a minute if you want to type any questions that I can answer, or you can unmute yourself and I can answer questions.
Regina, you said tryouts are the 3rd, but you also in the beginning of the presentation had it looked like ongoing rolling tryouts. Did I read that incorrectly?
So what we're doing is we'll have tryouts on the 3rd. And if for some reason your athlete can't try out on the 3rd, because I know June is a big month of graduations and parties and things like that, you can reach out to me that your child may need a separate tryout. If that age group of your child does not get full on the 3rd, then we'll offer individual tryouts at that very next first practice of your child's age group. Did that answer your question, Jamie?
Perfect.
No, this is an all-female sport. Thank you, Morton, for asking. This is a female sport. Any other questions?
Yes, I have another one.
Yeah.
I know that you said there's some flexibility with travel because it's a summer sport, but is there does that include choreography weekend?
Right. It's the same thing. So any kids that are going to miss choreography day, the parents just need to understand it will limit what those kids are in when they return. But again, that's kind of the best part about the sport, is that there's always going to be a bench so that we can have that flexibility for people that may not be able to be at everything. If my daughter is on high school stunt team, can she also join? Yes. So because we are in the off season of traditional high school stunt, she can participate. Any other questions? Awesome, you guys. Thank you so much for joining us. I hope this was helpful. This was recorded. If for some reason you missed part of it, I will download it and also include it in a link to the everywhere. Everyone that registered will receive the link and a registration link. And I look forward to seeing you all in June. Morton, Danny, anything? Awesome. Thanks, everybody. See you later.